560 Weather Center forecast. A shower this morning, otherwise clouds and sun, high 76. Currently cloudy and 70. Your next news is at 9, and Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
Welcome back to Chicago's Morning Answer. I'm John Anthony, host of Black and White Radio, heard every Saturdays from 4 to 7 p.m. I hope I put enough shameless plugs for you people to go and download the podcast and tune into my show on Saturdays. Joining me in studio is Charles Thomas, former ABC 7 reporter. We was just discussing how many steaks Charles used to like to bribe me with to get information from me in Springfield. At the Pinnacle.
It was just the steaks?
Yeah, steaks.
That didn't work. It was the other stuff, the liquid stuff that made it work.
The bourbons. I really appreciate you coming in with me, Charles. Charles, you know, prior to Kamala getting into the race, it was being talked about and reported that Trump may get over 20% of the black vote. When you look at Kamala now jumping in the race, is that number attainable for Donald Trump now?
You know, Kamala, even though it looked great in West Allis, Milwaukee yesterday, she's got a lot of issues. You know, as a vice president running with a president who is still active out there, she is going to have to answer for everything Joe Biden does.
Yes.
And then Joe Biden is going to have to explain it to the American people. And I don't think Joe Biden is really capable of doing that. So it's very possible at this point that Kamala could end up having to be the president.
Yeah.
That they'll just have to get rid of this guy, get him out the way, so that they don't confuse the voting public.
Right.
It's going to be a very awkward situation for her. I know it went smoothly yesterday, or so they think, but she's got a tough road to.
It's not over.
A tough road to hoe. As they call it back in the day.
That pun intended?
Man, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Folks, I want a disclaimer. I did not do that. I didn't do it.
Ooh, ouch. Joining us to discuss the black vote, Trump and Kamala, is Darvio Morrow. He's the CEO of the FCB radio network. Darvio, welcome to the Chicago's Morning Answer.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, I want to play a comedian for you real quick. I want to get your take on him. I don't know if you heard Cam Patterson's routine, especially after Donald Trump was assassinated. But I really attempted assassinated. Everywhere I go and I talk to especially black men, this is their sentiment, and a lot of people's like, well, that's not who we are. We don't just care about this. But I want you to hear his audio. Then I want to get your take on it. Here's Cam Patterson, comedian.
Y'all see the president? Well, the that's running, Trump. He got shot, dog. They shot him. This done been shot. This thing done went to jail. He done scammed people. And this my uncle. Who the hell? He black. He's officially black now, bro. This is beautiful. They shot him. He was like, yeah, I'm having a fine. He was fine. He was doing like this and walked out with an American flag on him. Like this. He put one of these like, I'm a real fuck, nigga, I'm out of here. That's hard, bro. I wasn't even finna vote. I'm voting now, dog. He got it. He won. I wasn't even finna vote. I had no skin in the game. I like, that got shot, he won. The bush. He had real ops. What the Joe Biden's biggest op is the stairs. That's it. He had real ops. Somebody really tried to listen. That's how you know he a real bro. Joe Biden has been trying to kill himself his whole presidency. So nobody had to kill this. Nobody had to try to kill it. Trump been just ready to go his whole time. And like, we got to off his ass. And missed. And just skipped his ear and missed. That's crazy, bro. Hey, Mexican, you fuck with Trump? Yeah? Hell yeah, that was good. Huh? You say amen? He not God. What the That was crazy.
Darvio, I mean, that's the sentiment I don't know about you and what circles you travel in, but the circles I travel in, there's a lot of Democrat men voters. This is their sentiment. What say you?
So yeah, I mean, I think you hear some of that, but there was some appeal in certain statements of the black community even before that. We were in a unique situation where you had the current president running against the former president, and people were able to compare kind of apples to apples of, how life was under the former president versus how it is under the current president. But the thing with Kamala being the presumptive Democratic nominee now is that it completely resets the race. And I wrote about this in a Newsweek piece. The Trump team has to take this seriously. I've seen a lot of Republicans kind of blowing it off.
Yeah.
And not really taking her seriously. They better take her seriously. She will be a competitive candidate, and particularly when it comes to the black vote, Trump does have an opportunity to have a historic for a Republican number of the black vote, but they're going to have to go fight for it now. They're going to have to be very serious about locking in that vote. It doesn't matter what it says in the polls. You're going to have to go out there and get those voters.
Do you think that Kamala will have the same effect on the black vote that Barack Obama had in 2008? I know that's a goal for the party, but do you think that can realistically happen at this point?
So I don't think that, Barack Obama is Barack Obama. He is one of the most talented politicians of our generation. I don't think Kamala is at that level.
Yeah.
They're going to try, though. They're going to try to duplicate that. There's going to be a full court press on the black vote because, based on some of the polling numbers right now, she can't win with the black vote being, like I saw a poll the other day that said she was getting 76% of the black vote. She can't win like that.
No.
Like, she has to get at least 90%. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a full court press on the black vote. And, Republicans have to be prepared for that. And, some of the things that I've been seeing, and I've been very critical about some of the approaches that they've been taking in social media, some of the stupid DEI comments about cops, all that kind of stuff, that's not only is that not going to work, that's going to backfire on you.
Yep.
She has a record. She has a record as vice president. She has a record as senator. She has a record as attorney general. All that stuff is fair game, but stay away from the stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'm part of the Black Americans for Trump coalition, and that's some of the stuff that whenever we meet to discuss, that's one of the things I'm definitely going to be bringing up, because you have to attack Kamala on policy. She has some of the same issues that Hillary Clinton did as far as it relates to locking black people up. You focus in on those type of things, but if you make it personal, I agree with you, Darvio. It backfires, and that will lose Trump the campaign almost immediately, right?
Absolutely. You cannot do that. When you're in a situation where you're running against a, quote unquote historic candidate that has that historic narrative, you can't be out here saying stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You can't be out here calling her a DEI hire. You can't be out here talking about who she used to date and all that stupid stuff, because not only does that backfire against you because it looks like you're going in the gutter, the voters don't really care about that. The voters still care about the stuff that they've always cared about in this race. Inflation, the economy, jobs, those are the things that they care about. And those are the things that this election is going to definitely have to be about, particularly now that, you're basically in a whole new race with Kamala as the Democratic nominee.
I agree with both you guys that the candidate, Donald Trump, absolutely can't go there. But the internet, TikTok, Twitter, all of the new media, they're going to go there.
Yeah,
they're going to be right there. And I don't know what impact that's going to have in the long term. Will that work to her benefit or to her detriment?
So, the thing about it is, because we live in this new media cycle, this new media environment, when conservative influencers in particular, when they go there, it becomes the left will use that as an albatross to put it around Trump's neck.
Yeah.
Right? Because the headline is Trump supporter such and such says blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so even when they go there, even if Trump himself doesn't go there, when they go there, it still ends up boomeranging back to Trump. So there's going to be times where the Trump team, the Trump campaign, and maybe even Trump himself are going to have to possibly push back publicly on stuff like that, just so the public sees, hey, that ain't me. I didn't do that.
I think just like he pushed back on the Project 2025 and basically called them radicals, something to that nature.
Absolutely, and this is a new environment now, and he's going to have to do that. I mean, I have seen some absolutely ridiculous comments from some of the chattering class on the right.
That's true.
About Kamala, and I'm like, that ain't gonna work, y'all.
How important?
Do that against her.
How important is her VIP pick? Do you believe is to black people? How important? Who she picks? How important is that?
To black people, I don't think it's that important. I think what she's likely to do, what it appears based on what we've been seeing, as far as like some of the names, she's likely to pick someone to try to offset or attempt to offset Trump's white working class base.
Yeah, and J.D. Vance.
Right, exactly. I think with black people in particular, she's at the top of the ticket. So if there's any sort of appeal, they're going to be looking at her. They're not really going to be looking at her VP. And I think Kamala is likely to try to use her VP pick to try to balance the ticket, because Kamala has a record of being really, really, really liberal.
Yeah.
So she's looking at folks that don't have as much of a reputation as a liberal to kind of balance the ticket off. At least according to reports.
I think if she picks a Gretchen Whitmer, it's over for her. I mean, there's no chance, and you know what? She picks somebody like that. If she picks even Wes Moore, the black governor from is he from Maryland? Yeah.
Maryland.
I mean, she picks somebody like that. I just don't think America will stomach that ticket.
Oh no. Did you get two women
or two black people?
Two people of color.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't think we're at that point. I think we've come a long way, baby, but we haven't come that far yet.
Well, Darvio Morrow, thanks so much for joining us on the Chicago Morning Answer. I really appreciate your insights. I always love hearing when you're on with Dan and Amy, so I wanted to get you on to be while I'm sitting in their stead. So thanks so much for joining the Chicago Morning Answer.
Thank you both, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Podcast of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Building owners, property managers, and chief engineers. This one's for you.
Hello, this is Bruce